I'm here with Don Rubio, head coach Caden Rubishko, as we look ahead to the 2025 season. Coach Rubishko, thanks for taking the time to chat with us today.
For sure. Glad to be here.
Coach, you've been vocal online about the state of discipline and leadership at a few opposing programs, specifically calling out the coaching at Clamy Tech, Taj Mahal, and Lime Tech. Can you elaborate on those comments and what you think needs to change for the betterment of the SAE 12 as a whole?
Yeah, I think within SE 12, there's been a ton of sloppy play. I mean, just look at the turnover ratios. It's absolutely ridiculous compared to where the rest of the FBS is right now. Um, Giving up a lot of penalties in bad areas. It's just, I know Don Rubio struggled with it earlier last season, but I mean, we addressed that, and it really seems like other teams haven't.
Your friend, Taj Mahal head coach Tej Kothari, has been in the spotlight due to allegations of sports betting on his own team. What's your perspective on the situation, and how do you think it impacts the image of the SAE 12 moving forward?
Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong if you're betting on your team to win, but in the Taj Mahal case, purposely lost the game, and I just don't see how that is right, and it really just reflects poorly on the conference.
You finished last season with a solid 9-4 record and capped it off with a win in the Hawaii Bowl against Notre Dame. What were the key moments or adjustments that helped you make your first bowl appearance, and how are you building off that success heading into 2025?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, we actually started off 0-2, and we basically had to reflect as a team there and really figure out who we were as a program. And we had to force teams to start playing our type of game. And our type of game is not making explosive plays. I mean, we were bottom five within the FBS on deep throwing. Like, we simply just did not have the talent to throw the ball downfield and get 30, 40 yards on a play. So we started throwing on curls, drag routes, running the ball for 4 yards, and just eating, getting yards, just forcing us to sorry, not forcing us, forcing the defense to try and stop us on these short routes. And most teams did not adjust to that. The only team that I can say really recognized and played well against us was Nate Lime Tech. Um, that being said, I don't think Nate Lime Tech is really taking it too seriously. And I think we're going to come in next year with some adjustments to really come at them. And then I think we've also addressed a lot of our issues with the wide receivers in the offseason. We recruited six new wide receivers because we're just simply lacking in any sort of wide receiver threats.
One of the highlights from last season was the dominant performance of RB Sean Dollars, who has now graduated. With such a star player leaving, how do you plan to fill the void at running back and adjust your offensive strategy for 2025?
I think, like I said in the previous question, we were really relying on getting these 3, 4 yard games and not turning the ball over and just getting first downs after first downs. I think now the new approach is to mix in some more deep threats and try and get some more explosive plays within the offense.
While Don Rubio didn't have any All-Americans last season, you're bringing in one of the strongest recruiting classes in the SAE 12, including four-star outside linebacker Marquez. How excited are you about the future of the program with these new recruits, and what do they bring to the team for the upcoming season?
Yeah. Looking back at our graduating class, we had a lot of seniors graduate. Zero people transferred, which I think is very impressive and a reflection of the program itself. But looking at our graduating class, we had zero guys drafted to the NFL. Zero. And to go 9-4 with zero draft picks is, I think, remarkable. And now we're coming in with, the top three draft class within the SC 12 conference. And I think we're going to be better. I think we're going to make huge strides this season.
Your offensive line is considered one of the strongest in the SAE 12 heading into 2025. How do you plan to leverage this strength to build a more dynamic and effective offense this season?
Yeah, obviously we lost our star running back, so hopefully this, good offensive line is going to be able to, help with that and really just push guys out of the way so we can get those yards. I knew our star center is, I mean, he's ready. He's going to eat on that O line. And then hopefully that gives us more time in the pocket to really make these deep throws as well. So, like I said, kind of looking to make a shift in the offensive strategy overall.
Looking ahead to your 2025 schedule, are there any particular matchups you're excited for or feel will be crucial for your team's success this season?
Yeah, I think a lot of our matchups earlier in the season are going to be more favorable to us, I think, with the exception of Florida State, who's ninth overall in the country, who we actually play first week. So I think other than that, the start of the season looks pretty favorable to us, but then we kind of run the gauntlet on the tail end. We're running into teams like St. Bagman, U Winterfell, Rome U, and then Nate Line Tech, all within, the top half of the SE12 conference last year. So I think it's really going to come down to how well we can prepare for that second half of the season and if we can keep guys off the injury list.
There have been some big coaching changes at Wally State and Rome U, with new head coaches stepping in at both programs. How do you think these changes will impact Don Rubio heading into 2025? And how do you plan to respond to these shifts in your conference?
Yeah, both coaches are coming into pretty good programs. Don Rubio won't play them till later in the season, but I think we got to kind of have to wait and see and kind of look at what they do and how they approach the game. I don't think there's really a plan at the moment to address them. I think we're going to just kind of take a look when the time comes.
Heading into the new season, who do you consider to be Don Rubio's main rival in the SAE 12? And what makes that rivalry significant to you and your players?
That would be Nate Lime Tech. So we play each other every year at the end of the year, similar to like an Ohio State Michigan matchup. Some would say on a similar prestige level. And they beat us. They actually beat us pretty badly last year. But looking at Nate Lime's recruiting class, I think there's going to be huge gaps within his team, and I think we're going to really try and expose those pain points. And I think we do have an adjustment and a scheme in place that is going to allow us to win this year.
Coach Rubishko, thanks again for your time today. We're looking forward to watching Don Rubio in action this season, and we wish you the best of luck in 2025.
Sure. Thank you.